Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. We're live again. My name is Kee. For tonight, we're going to be watching Wales against Liechtenstein in the FIFA World Cup qualifying match. Craig Bellamy just giving his interview before the game. It is live if you want to watch it. It's on BBC One. You can watch it with me if you fancy watching it. But really looking forward to this one. You'd fancy Wales to win tonight. This is a game they have to win. You'd have to say home to Liechtenstein. They don't get much easier than this. They really don't get much easier than this. We'll go through the lineups. Let's go through the lineups on this one, because we are just about 10 minutes to kick off. We can go through the lineups. Let's have a little look and see what we are dealing with here. World Championship, no, Europe. Here we go, Europe. Wales v Liechtenstein. It's going to be Carl Darlow in goal. It's Roberts, Rodon and Ben Davies at the back, with Nico Williams at the left wing-back position. Ampadu and Thomas in midfield. Brennan Johnson wide right. Harry Wilson wide left. And Liam Cullen behind Kiefer Moore. That's the team for Wales. For Liechtenstein, it's Buchel in goal. Hoffer, Wieser and Traber at the back. Goppel, Seller, Hassler and Lukinger in midfield, with Meyer, Luke Notaro and Saglam, the number 9, Ferhat Saglam up front. Ferhat Saglam, the number 9 for Liechtenstein, who has... he currently plays for Brühl SG, St. Gallen. They are in the Swiss 3rd Division. And he has played 11 games for them at centre-forward. He's played 11 games at centre-forward in the Swiss 3rd Division at 23 years of age and has scored 0 goals. I don't mean any disrespect to Ferhat Saglam, but I'm not sure international football is going to be for you. Sam Eric 69, did you create that new account? I'm staying up for that. It's almost 12:30 a.m. in here in Asia. Oh, mate, yes, I have. I have created a new account on TikTok. If you do want to follow it, that would be a massive help. It's Premier League Dad Live. Premier League Dad Live. So it's exactly the same. It's just Premier League Dad Live. Litigation, hi all, and Special K. Cheers, man. Thank you. Yeah, so Premier League Dad Live. I need to try and get to 1,000 followers on TikTok so that I can go live. So once I do that, I might be able to bypass the week. You know, the issue that I've got at the minute is that I've got a ban of a week. Whereas if I could put a post out, couldn't I? I could put a post out. I might put a post out and just say follow Premier League Dad Live on my other TikTok account. Right, anyway, I'll do that in a sec. Be right back. Cheers, Samir. Yeah, listen, before we do, I want to just say a big, massive thank you to our sponsors for this live and every other live that we do. Match Bingo, who are sponsoring for tonight's live, Wales against Liechtenstein. They are absolutely fantastic, Match Bingo. If you haven't yet checked them out, please do so. If you like a bet on the footy, that is. If you like a bet on the footy and you like a game of bingo, go and check out Match Bingo. They're absolutely fantastic. And basically all Match Bingo is it combines all the fun and excitement of a game on the bingo, of a game of bingo, with all the fun and excitement of a bet on the footy. Sorry, I've lost my head. I've gone all fuzzy. Match Bingo combines all the fun and excitement of a bet on the football with all the fun and excitement of a game of bingo. They're absolutely fantastic guys over there at Match Bingo, and they are sponsoring the Premier League Dad channel for this coming season. Match Bingo have over 10,000 players here in the UK. They've paid out over 200 grand in prize money. They're growing incredibly quickly because of how genius and innovative their app is. And I think it's a different way, a completely different way of betting on the football. So if you like it, go and check it out. You buy a bingo card. You can buy a bingo card for this game as well, by the way. You can buy a bingo card for this game. If you go and do so, you can scan the QR code, which is on screen right now. You can scan the QR code that's on screen right now. You can get deposit £5, you get £10 free. Go and check it out. You get a bingo card for this game, and it'll give you 15 random events on your bingo card, and it'll say things like Liechtenstein free kick, Wales corner, right? And as those things happen during the game, you get prizes, right? You get prizes for a line, prizes for 2 lines, prizes for a full house as well. And it's absolutely fantastic. As I say, you can win a small fortune on it. And if you click the link in my description and you go and set up your account, you deposit £5, you get £10 free on the Premier League Dad bonus, as well as scanning the QR code on screen. You can do that too. But yeah, thank you so much for Match Bingo, for supporting the channel, for supporting us with these lives. And if you do want to support the channel yourself, then you can go and consider having a look at Match Bingo. And with that, let's get stuck into the game. Ethan, why did you create a new TikTok account? I got banned, mate. I've been banned on TikTok. Or at least I've not been banned. I've been suspended for 7 days on TikTok because some guy came in the chat, some Man United fan came in the chat. He was very nice. I'm not saying some guy like in a disparaging way. He came in the chat and he said, I hate Liverpool. And I said, that's all right. We hate you too. That's how it's meant to be. We hate Man United fans. You hate Liverpool fans. It's all fine. When the world keeps on spinning, that's exactly how it was meant to be. And then bang, I was banned. Hate speech against a protected group. Man United fans, evidently. I don't know, but that was it. Yeah, so I've been suspended for 7 days. That's it. I'm down. I can't go live on TikTok for 7 days. 7 whole days. How mad's that? That's honestly, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Philip Cantillon, LFG, good to see you, man. I don't know what LFG means. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Sam Eric69, is it the 610 follower one? Yes, it is that one. It is that one. I need to put a post out very, very quickly to some people to say... I could maybe put it on my story, couldn't I? Ben, Key, come on, you got a TikTok ban. Yes, I did, mate. I got a TikTok ban. I got a suspension. So, but I can't... Samir, you can only go live on TikTok once you get to 1,000 followers. So, I can't do anything. I'm going to have to put a text thing on. Try creating text images. Philip Cantillon, let's get a solid win today. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I can't see Wales not winning this one, I've got to say. It should be a game that Wales win this. Should be a game that Wales win. I can't see them not getting the win here. I'll go through the lineups again shortly. Right, here we go. I'm gonna put that on my story. Right, this should be it now. Darlow in goal, Nico Williams, Ben Davis, Ampadu, Rodon, Harry Wilson, Cullen, Brennan Johnson and Kiefer Moore up front. Ben, what did you do? Mention sponsor again. No, mate, a Man United fan came in the chat. That was all it was, Ben. A Man United fan came in the chat and said, I hate Liverpool fans. And I chuckled, as I usually do. I didn't get riled up. I just said, that's fine, mate. We hate you, you hate us. That's how it's meant to be. Liverpool fans hate United fans. United fans hate Liverpool fans. That's how rivalries are meant to be. And the world keeps spinning, no problem. And that was it. I swear to God, that is literally all I said. And then it went off. That was it. Right, we're very near. We're very, very near to. Right, there you go. I've posted it. Samir X69, have a good watch along. I've got to sleep. No worries, Samir. I don't know exactly what I did wrong or how to fix it, but there you go. We are very close to going live here at Kickoff. Right, it's Liechtenstein in white, actually, not in blue. They're in white. Right, there you go. We're off and underway. Liechtenstein in white. Wales in red, and we are off and underway. I wonder what we'll see here. If you can watch it, you want to watch it live, you can watch it live. It is on BBC. You can see it. Right, now we can actually focus on this game. Okay, so Wales. Apologies for the odd starts. I got banned for no reason, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how I can fix it. But here we go, European Championship. So we've got loads of games going on tonight. North Macedonia against Belgium is one I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Norway against Italy as well. Gibraltar against Croatia. Estonia against Israel. And Czech Republic against Montenegro. This game, of course, is in the Championship main group, which hasn't yet kicked off. It's the first game. Actually, it's not the first game at all. The first games in the other groups, F, E, D, C, B, and A, haven't started. But in Group J, where Wales find themselves, they are behind North Macedonia on goal difference only, of course. So they'll be hoping to get a win tonight to go top of the group. Nick Knack, good to see you, Nick Knack. How's it going? Yeah, Wales need to win to get top of the group, basically. Liechtenstein are rock bottom. They have 1 point. Actually, no, they have no points. They have no points. They have played, this would be the third game. They've conceded 5 goals in 2 games, haven't scored 1. So, if Wales don't win, then there's not much down for them. Let's be honest, there is not much down for Wales if they don't win this one. And forgive me, I'm feeling absolutely depressed, so I'm having a ripple. I've had a bad day. Ooh, that was a good foul. Oh no, it wasn't. It was all right. It was Cullen with the tackle on the Liechtenstein midfielder there. Ben, why have you had a bad day, Key? TikTok ban aside. It's basically just a TikTok ban, mate. That knocks me, that. That knocks me. It's just dead frustrating because you've done it wrong. And that's like a main, you know, source of traffic. Just feels like a kick in an unnecessary kick in the misters. In the downstairs region. But yeah, otherwise, not had a bad day. Wales have had a shot here. Oh, it's miles over the... It's absolutely shocking. Shocking that from Harry Wilson. Got to do better. How's your day been though, Ben? Better yet. Tell me some good news, man. In the misters. What's everyone's plans for the weekend? Tell me that. What have we got planned for the weekend? I'm going into Manchester. I'm going having some drinks with some old work colleagues who may yet watch this. To be honest, they may yet watch this. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But I'm going into Manchester, going to see some old work colleagues. Cheer! Oh, Wales are in here. Chance must be. Oh, keeper comes out and claims it. Ben, been terrific work and bloody smashing work. Got a huge new client on this week and they asked for a good amount of staff straight away. Nice. That's always good. It's always good, that. Especially start of the month as well. Start of the month, get you off, set you right, you know. Target nearly boxed off. Be sandbagging by the end of the month, mate. You'll be sandbagging by the end of the month, I'm telling you. You keep flying, mate. You're doing really well. Ooh, nice, nice. Yeah, I like that. Well done, very well done. And you got them on? That's massive. Good lad. Very good. So yeah, right, let's have a look at the other games as well, by the way, because this one feels like it's going to be one-way traffic all game. It should be. Wales should put these to the sword, 3 or 4-0. Ball into the box, cleared away by Liechtenstein. We've got Norway. I have stayed away, Ben. You asked about Italy and Norway, by the way. I've just seen that text come through. I haven't backed either of them. Norway and Italy I've stayed away from just because... Look at the lineups. I mean, you've got Haaland and Sørloth up front. Haaland and Sørloth up front for Norway. You've got Odegaard, Berger, Ayer, Nusa. You've got some decent players in that Norway team. For Italy, they've got Raspadori, Retegui, Udogi, Tonali, Barella, Bastoni, Donnarumma. So it feels like it's a bit split, that one. I wasn't quite sure which way to go. Nick Knack, just sorting me tea out. What are you having for tea? What are you having for tea? Oh, I'd love some tea. Litigation. 20 years ago, my women got attacked by 3 drunken Man United fans. Big mistake. Picked them at the wrong time of the month. Victory for the girls. Vision power. I'm constantly reminded. Wow. Aaron, what happened to your TikTok? I've had a few people ask this, Aaron. I'll tell you again. Basically, someone came in to the live. A Man United fan came into the live and was like, I hate Liverpool fans, or I hate Liverpool. That's what it was. They weren't being nasty. They just said, I hate Liverpool. And I said jovially, chuckled and went, it's all right. We hate Man United fans. We hate Man United. You hate Liverpool. You hate us. We hate you. That's how it is. It's how it's meant to be. It's how it's meant to be. Yeah, as soon as I said that, we hate you, you hate us, the world keeps spinning, literally my TikTok just went bang, straight off, finished, done. It went, like it said, you've been suspended, hateful speech, to protected communities, and you're not going to be able to go live until the 13th of June. So I'm banned. I've got a week ban, and then when I get back after that week, I've got a 2-week period where basically I'll get restricted. I'll get restricted. So like you saw last night, Aaron, we had like 1,400 people in the live on TikTok watching us, and it'll go to probably for the next couple of weeks minimum, maybe to the end of June. It'll be like 10 to 12 people in the live. They shadow ban you. So it's really, really tough. Really, really tough on TikTok. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. Nick, not lasagna and garlic bread, obviously. Nice. Don't tell Peter. Nice, yeah. My dad made spag bol. Nick Nack, what did you get banned for? What I've just said then, Nick Nack, basically I just said, I was just speaking to a United fan and we had a little chuckle about, he said he hates Liverpool fans. I said, Liverpool fans hate United. Liverpool fans hate United. You hate us, we hate you. We'll keep spinning. And then the ban, yeah, it just said you've been suspended for a week. I swear to God, that's it. That's literally it. Aaron, TikTok would have been crazy for the final and third place games as well. I know, mate. Yeah, I know. But hey, what can we do? I mean, to be honest, I can still get to him. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm trying to obviously get everyone to like that other account, the other Premier League Dad account. So I've got Premier League Dad and I've got Premier League Dad Live on TikTok. So if I can get as many people liking that, and we can get to 1,000. If we can get to 1,000 people following on that Premier League Dad Live, potentially I could go live again, or I could go live like in the next few days again. But it just means you've got to get to 1,000 followers before you can go live, and I've only got about 600 and something on the second account. Nick Nack, how pathetic. Nick Nack, oh well, YouTube is where it's at. Really hope Portugal wins. Yeah, I mean, look, YouTube's better for me. The problem is just you get a lot of traffic from TikTok. So I was hoping we'd get a few more gravitating across. But yeah, YouTube's great. YouTube's fine. I actually prefer YouTube, but you need a good mix of both. Same with Facebook and Instagram and Twitch and X. They all kind of pull and work together. So, let's have a look at Czech Republic against Montenegro. Kovar, Sofal, Halls, Krejci, Zeleny, Souček, Serve, Černý, Sulk, Klozek and Schick. There's not really a lot going on there in that Czech team. Where's Souček? Playing CDM. I would have thought he'd have been a bit further forward. Oh, that's a bad foul, that. That could be a red, that, from Wales. That could be a red card, you know. That could be a red card. Oh, I'm telling you, this is a red. This is a red for Wales. Is he checking this? I tell you something, there could be a check here. There could be a check. Is he playing on? Oh, you are a lucky, lucky boy. You are a lucky, lucky boy. Aaron, just post something controversial or something about transfers, and you'll get it easy. I know, mate. I don't want to get into that. Like, I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole. I kind of want people to follow me because they want to follow me, and it's organic rather than, bait and switch nonsense. Nick Nack, they should still win with 10, but very stupid. That was a red card. I can't believe he didn't get a red card there. Looking at Montenegro's team, they've got Stefan Savic at the back and Jovetic. Jovetic still going at 35, the ripe old age of 35. He's playing for Omonia Nicosia in Cyprus. He's bounced around a little bit, hasn't he, since he left Manchester City, Stefan Jovetic. Gibraltar against Croatia. Luka Modric still playing for Croatia as well. 39 years of age. Are these games going on, do they mean anything, or are they just friendlies? No, mate, they're the World Cup qualifiers. The World Cup qualifiers. Wales need to win these games to get to the 2026 World Cup. Yeah, they're World Cup qualifiers for next year's World Cup. Litigation, YouTube only for me. Good lad. Good lad, that's what we want. Proper YouTube stalwarts. Yeah, no, there was no intent. I would agree with that. There was no intent, but I can't believe he didn't even get a yellow card. I can't believe he didn't even get a yellow card. Sorba Thomas, it was. Sorba Thomas, who is on loan. Is he on loan? Yeah, he's at Nantes. He's been at Nantes this season. Done quite well. But Liechtenstein are knocking it around quite well, I've got to say. And they've got it into the channel here. Offside. Yeah, has anyone got any particularly good plans for the weekend? Anything to write home about? Ben, I've got Ireland, Scotland, Belgium and Norway, Italy draw. BTTS. Oh, God. Norway have just scored. 1-0. Who scored it? Sorloth. Sorloth. He's on an absolutely he's on a great run at the minute, isn't he? Sorloth. Aaron, did you watch any of the South American games yesterday? I've seen the highlights. I can't believe Brazil. Brazil was shocking. Absolutely shocking. I think was it 1 or 2 shots on target in Ancelotti's first game as Brazil manager. Unreal. They were dreadful. I had Uruguay to beat Paraguay, or at least get a draw. I think I had Uruguay or draw against Paraguay. They got beat 2-0. Paraguay were all over them. Paraguay are actually doing really, really well in the. They'll probably make the World Cup. Paraguay, Colombia, and Uruguay are struggling. To be honest, they're maybe not struggling, but they need to do some work. Brazil's still struggling as well. With that draw against Ecuador. So yeah, I didn't watch them live, no, because they were at like 2:00 in the morning. But I did see the highlights. Chimey, PES 21 for the weekend. PES 21, you're doing a throwback weekend, doing a bit of Pro Evo 21. Do you know, I've wondered. I used to look forward, and I mean every single year I used to look forward to the new FIFA coming out. I don't know when I'm going to play it. I don't know if I'm going to have time to play it. I literally have nothing. I do this. Like, this is it. I do nothing else but this. I make thumbnails, schedule videos, and do lives, and do videos as well occasionally. But that's it. Like, nothing else. So I have no time to do anything. And I do them every day. I don't have a day off. 7 days a week I'm doing this. So I don't have time to play FIFA, but I do look forward to it every year, and I haven't really stopped. So I'd quite like to schedule a couple of days off around FIFA coming out. Aaron, did you watch any? Sorry, Chimey. Ben, Mrs. Mum's surprise retirement party tomorrow. Be a big day. Hope Prem Dad doesn't fall on her YouTube browsing tonight because he'll have ruined the surprise. No, I don't think I'm quite catching the middle-aged mum's audience just yet. I think I need to lose a little bit more weight before I do that. Lose a little bit more weight, I might start catching the middle-aged mum traffic. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Gyökeres? Do you think it's a major red flag top teams aren't all over him? I don't think it's a major red flag, mate, because he could come and he could prove a lot of people wrong, couldn't he? He could prove a lot of people wrong. He really could. Like, Gyökeres is not a bad player. He isn't a bad player, but you've got to ask yourself, why are teams not making him a priority? Like, he you know, you look at Sesko and you look at Alvarez and you look at Ekatike and you look at Isak and Osimhen. These are players who the teams they play for they're not desperate to sell them. You know, they're not. And you would imagine there's maybe Osimhen aside, maybe Napoli do want to sell Osimhen, but the rest of them, like it's going to be hard to get Sesko. It's going to be hard to get Ekatike. It's going to be hard to get Alvarez and Isak. You've got to overpay for those players. Sporting and Gyökeres have said for months that I'm going this summer. Yeah, I'm going, and they've said that I think in the anticipation that there'll be a queue forming, an orderly queue forming of clubs who are just like, oh mate, we really would love Gyökeres at our club next season, and there just isn't one. There just isn't one, and that could be because of his wage demands. It could be that. It could be because people are a little bit concerned about his adaptability from the Premier League to the Prem. I think if he does come to the Prem, and he probably will, I think he will come to the Prem, I think he'll do okay. My gut tells me he will end up at United, actually. I think he'll do all right, but I think he'll only do all right. I don't think he comes to the Prem and he's like, wow. I think he's just all right. That's my feeling with with Gyökeres, sorry. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he's terrible. I just don't know if he's going to be worth 300 grand a week and 65k or whatever it's 65 million it's going to be. Aaron, we've done that one. Ben, we've done that one. Aaron, start streaming FIFA. I could start streaming FIFA. I suppose I could do a little bit of that. Again, that feels a little bit against my audience, I suppose. Could maybe do 1 or 2 games around the time the game comes out. Nico Williams has gone down here. This looks like a bad injury for him. He's off the pitch and he's really struggling. Really, really struggling. Chimey, PES 21 is the most realistic football sim. The games after are getting faster and FIFA is nowhere near realistic. FIFA's played on rails, isn't it? I feel like that. FIFA, I've always felt like that about FIFA. It's played on rails, but Pro Evo I just don't like anymore, if I'm really honest. I find it quite difficult to watch. Oh, he's done his knee. He's done his knee, Nico Williams. Oh, the poor lad. He's going to be out for a while. That's an ACL. That's an ACL for Nico Williams. I'm almost certain he spun on his knee and you could see it go. It looks bad. They're going to get an oxygen mask and everything over on him there. He's definitely not coming back on the pitch. Substub, yo, good to see you, Substub. How's it going? Lovely to have you in the chat, mate. Aaron, so then thoughts on Cunha, Gyökeres and Burmo link up. Aaron, no way he's wanting 300k. Yeah, allegedly that is why his move to Arsenal, or at least talks with Arsenal, halted. Because he, again, how true this is we don't know, but allegedly him and his agent demanded 300 grand a week. Which, you know, we're paying Florian Wirtz 350k a week. That's the going rate, I guess, for a top player in a top team. So I wouldn't say that's outrageous or unreasonable from Gyökeres to ask for 300k a week, but I don't know if he'd get it. 250k a week, maybe. If you go into a top team, you'd expect to be paid that. It's a big move for him, isn't it? But yeah, apparently that's what scuppered his move to Arsenal, his demands of 300k a week. And Arsenal have moved on and gone and looked at Sesko. But yeah, thoughts on Cunha, Gyökeres and Burmo link up. I think Cunha, Gyökeres and Burmo would be a very, very potent strike force. Would be one of the best in the league. I think it would be short-sighted from Man United, though, to just get those 3 and think that would fix the problems. I think you've got real issues at the back. Czech Republic have scored. Adam Plozek has scored for Czech Republic against Montenegro. Wales, ball to the back post. Kiefer Moore's already missed a big chance there. Comes out to the far side, shot. Wales, it's just incessant here from Wales. They've just got them pegged back. Liechtenstein can't get out their own box. And now they're pushing forward. They've gone on the counter-attack here, Liechtenstein. That's wonderful play by the number 7. And Liechtenstein all of a sudden... Well, they might have got a corner out of that, but no, Wales keep it in. Nothing over 200k. Sorry, shouldn't speak with your mouth full, should you? Yeah. No, I don't think anything over 200k feels a bit too big for Gyökeres, that, doesn't it? Aaron, I'd rather get Mateta or keep Xerxes. Iceland are beating Scotland. Oh, no. We had a Scotland fan in before. I can't remember who it was. We had a Scotland fan in before. And we were talking about that. And, it was Pure Loyalist. I can't believe I forgot. Pure Loyalist came and he said, I'm going to be watching Scotland-Iceland. Iceland will beat us 4-0, no problem. They're already ahead. I really thought Scotland had got something there. But it's only a friendly. It's only a friendly. Nico Williams has come off as expected. Really sad to see him go off the pitch. You can see he looks heartbroken, Nico Williams. It's a bad injury, that, I think. Shaking his head. He can't even stand up. They might have to get a stretcher here. They might have to get something to get him off the pitch. It's 1-1 now. Czech Republic 1. Montenegro 1. But it's a corner here to Wales. Aaron, are Palace still in trouble? Yes, yeah. Ireland beating Senegal 1-0. Oosh. I saw they had some issue with being able to play in Europe. Yeah, they've got two issues, Palace. Issue number one is that they've got two owners, one of whom owns shares in Lyon, and the other owns shares in Brøndby. Now, UEFA, as you know, have rules that state that teams can't have owners who own the same club or have investments in the same club. They can't have them competing in the same competition. It's like a, vested interest or a conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. So they won't allow it. Now, because Lyon finished higher than Palace did, Lyon is seen as the priority to go in the competition. So Palace could miss out on the Europa League if... that's been ruled out. So it's still Czech Republic 1, Montenegro 0. If UEFA were to accept the appeal, they would allow Palace to go into the same competition as Lyon. However, if news is to be believed from this morning, UEFA have rejected that appeal. And Palace now can't play in the same tournament as Lyon. So, unless John Textor, the owner of Palace, or the part owner of Palace, whatever the minority shareholder, unless he sells his shares in the next few weeks, chances are Crystal Palace will not actually get European football for their FA Cup win. Because the other owner at Crystal Palace, who they aren't going to sell their shares, they have a vested interest in Brøndby in Sweden, and Brøndby are in the Europa Conference League. So you might be thinking, what we'll do is we'll not go in the Europa League. That's where Lyon are. We'll go in the Conference League. Well, no, because their other owner owns that part of Brøndby, so they can't go in the Conference League, they can't go in the Europa League. It's just really, really disappointing from a Palace perspective that it might actually mean, seriously, they might have won the FA Cup and that's just it. Like, not to say that's just it, but they don't get European football. And how sad that would be. So who takes their spot if rejected? Allegedly, what happens is it goes to Nottingham Forest. So Forest are currently a Conference League team. They got Conference League by finishing 7th. Palace got Europa by winning the FA Cup. So the Europa League then would go to Forest. And Forest's Conference League spot would go to Brighton. Crystal Palace's arch enemy, biggest rivals, would achieve European football because they were the next lowest team in the league. They finished 8th. Brighton would get European football by virtue of the fact that Crystal Palace, some administrative error, some oversight on the owner's parts. Disappointing, very, very disappointing from Palace fans' perspectives, and they are absolutely seething. Ben, Newcastle officially inquire about Olanga. Yep, great. I think that'd be a really, really good signing for Newcastle, wouldn't it? Ethan, if Chimey is here, there is Mexico women's under 20 versus Costa Rica women's under 20s. I think he knows. I think he knows, believe me, he'll know about that one. Gibraltar 0, Croatia 1. There's a shock scoreline. We all thought Gibraltar would take that one. But Croatia have gone in front. And who else? It was Pasalic. Pasalic just scored in that one. And there's another goal. Oh no, that is Czech Republic and Montenegro. Has that been ruled out? It has been ruled out. Oh, here we go. My missus has just messaged me and said, you've scheduled a live for Wednesday the 11th at 4 p.m. Ben, Brøndby's Danish, not Swedish, mate. Do you know what? I know that because I went to Denmark. Alva said Swedish. I went to Denmark and I went to Brøndby's ground. They're in Copenhagen. I went. How did I not know that? Litigation as a Rangers fan. Come on, Iceland. Yeehaw. Aaron, United get money from the Elanga deal. Surely sell on or something. I don't think they do, you know. I don't think they do. I think United only get the... I think it was 12 to 17 million quid, wasn't it? That's all they got. 12 million rising to 17 for Elanga. Maxim de Kuiper has scored for Belgium against North Macedonia. Big start for the Belgians. Yeah, the missus has just messaged me and said, you've scheduled the live for Wednesday the 11th at 4 p.m. But you're going to have to cancel it because it's parents' evening. Oh, well, I'm going to have to cancel it then. I can't do that one. Sorry, lads. I don't know what game it is yet. I'm going to have to see. What's the game on the 11th? Gibraltar 0, Croatia 2. Shock scoreline continues. Right, YouTube Studio. What game are we doing on the 11th? What game are we doing on the 11th? Come on. Come on. The 11th is... Ooh, Slovakia versus Spain, under 21s. No, that one's going to have to get kiboshed. I'm sorry. That's going to have to go. It's going to have to go. Delete. That game doesn't exist anymore on this channel. Slovakia and Spain under 21. Sorry for those who are excited for that one, but that one's going to have to go. It's parents' evening. Aaron, also, what happened to your good mate Ange? I don't know. I'm really surprised. Does anyone really think that was... I mean, I know you do, Ben. But everyone else I've spoke to is a little bit shocked by the news of Ange Postecoglou getting sacked. And a little bit disappointed about it as well. Nick Nack, I used to absolutely dread parents' evening as a kid. Why, were you a little rapscallion? Giving cheek. Oh, chance for Wales. Cleared away. 31 minutes in here. This is really disappointing. I would have thought that Wales would have broken these down by now. You can't be... These have conceded 5 in 2 games. Like, you've got to be putting them to the sword. Craig Bellamy's will be furious. Bellas will be furious if they don't manage to beat these and beat them comfortably. Right, so there you go. 17th is done. Nick Nacker was a cheeky scallywag. Estonia 1, Israel 0. Oh, it's another one that's been surprising. You'd have thought Israel would have won that one. Or at least got a draw. Free kick, Kiefer Moore. Couldn't get it there. Ben, parents' evening over football streaming. Is she mad? Priorities all wrong. Well, honestly, game's gone, mate. Game's gone. Game has gone. I could do I could do it, couldn't I? I could just take my phone, just be like that. Just be like walking round, doing the under-21 Slovakian Spain game, and when teacher's talking to me, just like, oh yeah, is she doing well, yeah? Is she doing alright? Oh, what a goal, unlucky. I'd have to have 2 cameras. I'd have to have one of them, like, you seen that Ryan Windridge on TikTok where he's got that big thing on his head, like pointing, and it makes you look all funny on your face? I know I've got a camera that makes me look all funny anyway, but I'm talking one of them where you wear it on your head, like a flashlight. I said flashlight, like a flashlight, and it just, yeah, like one of them. Knick-knack, Estonia aren't as bad as they used to be. Yeah, they miss Ragnar Klavan and Mark Poom, don't they? Wales down the right-hand side. It's gone behind for a corner. Ben, I won't comment on the Ange situation, mate. You're very, very angry about that whole situation. Right, have we had a spike in followers at all on Premier League Dad Live? I've had one follower. That's not good. I'm going to have to keep following people randomly, maybe. If people could go and follow Premier League Dad Live on TikTok, that would make a massive, massive difference. If you've not already, by the way, please do subscribe on YouTube. Overhead kick from Wales. What a save from the keeper that was, by the way. Ampadu with the free kick, with the overhead kick. Big deflection. Keeper saved it, and it's gone behind for Wales. No, it's goal kick. Goal kick. Will Fla, goal. Goal to who, Will? Who are you saying goal to? Norway have scored. It's 2-0 Norway. Noosa's just scored. You had draw both teams, didn't you, Ben? Ben, Kia is your German side, the side you have the most affinity with in Germany. Ooh, I always quite liked. Do you know what I always quite liked? Like Hamburg. I always had a thing for Hamburg. That Lichy goalkeeper is man of the match so far. That was a worldie, wasn't it? That was a decent worldie. Decent save, sorry. Litigation, for sake in my head, I always thought Bromby was Swedish until now. I don't know why I said Swedish. I have literally been to their ground. I've been. It's like not that far away from Copenhagen's ground. In Copenhagen. But I did get a train to Sweden on the same day. So maybe it was that confused me. Chance. Oh, must be. Honestly, Kiefer Moore is dog meat. Absolute dog meat, that lad. He's absolute dog meat. Do you know what I said the other day, Ben? If Edwards said we're not going to sign Alvarez or Sesko or Ekatike or Isak, we're going to sign Kiefer Moore for 100 million quid, I would say, yeah, let's do it. I'm totally off that now. We ain't signing Kiefer Moore. Will Fla, send a hug to the people of Flamengo here in Brazil. Yes, will do. What can we say about Flamengo? We're doing a Flamengo game. We're doing in the Club World Cup. We're doing a Flamengo game. The Malvadão or the Urubu. You've gone all partridge. Well, I try not to. Mate, I can't see your other channel. Search Premier League Dad Live. Just search Premier League Dad Live. That's the channel name. At Premier League Dad Live on TikTok. Wales, another chance. Miles offside, that one. Miles offside. You're not getting a goal for that. Clearly offside. Why have I just had one new message on LinkedIn? People... Hey, Will Fly, there you go. We're going to be doing a Flamengo game. I think we've got Flamengo v Chelsea in the Club World Cup. So give us a subscribe and a like if you haven't yet. Oh, I don't want that. Right, Wales, here we go. Come on. Get it up the pitch. Must be. Key for more. Chance. Oh, it's going to go behind for a goal kick. Honestly, Craig Bellamy is going to blow his lid at half time. You can see him. Look at him on the touchline there. Craig Bellamy is going to lose his head. He's dog meat, but if FSG would pay 100 million for him, you'd be in. If Edwards backed it. If the Edwards supercomputer said yes, then I'm in. I am in. Right, so it's going to be a corner to Wales here. I don't know why that went. I don't know why they got a corner for that. It looked like a goal kick, if anything, but corner to Wales for the 50 millionth time. There you go. 1-0. Nothing stopping that. And it's Rodon. It's Rodon. Get in there. Wales 1-0. And that might just break the duck there for Wales. I can't see Liechtenstein coming back. That might just secure the point. Bellamy's chuffed. He's smiling. He now knows these. Do you know what? I think the players knew if they walked into there at half time at 0-0, oh, he'd have ripped them off. Honestly, he'd have ripped their head off. There you go. Joe Rodon with the goal. He'd have bit their ankles off. Great header off the corner. Just ghosted in at the far post. They're not even looking at him. They're not even looking at him. The man who's marking him, that honestly, he should never play for his country again. I know it's Liechtenstein, and he's probably a part-time plumber or whatever. But honestly, there's no way at all, absolutely no way, that if you're defending a corner, you should have your back to the ball, the corner taker. He was literally facing the player. Unbelievable. Deserved to concede that. Christian Alexis, goal! Yes, 1-0 to Wales. Right, and Liechtenstein now, they have to push forward. Can they do it? Can they get something here? Can they shock the Welsh? I can't remember the last time Liechtenstein scored a goal. Let's have a look at when was the last time Liechtenstein actually scored a league or a UEFA Nations League goal. Estonia 1, Israel 1. That's a latest as well. Still Croatia 2, Gibraltar 0, Croatia 2, North Macedonia 0, Belgium 1, Norway 2, Italy 0, Czech Republic 1, Montenegro 0. But if we look at Liechtenstein's last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In Liechtenstein's last 10 games, they have scored 4 goals. 2 of those goals were against Gibraltar. 1 was against Hong Kong and 1 was against San Marino. So they've only scored against Gibraltar, Hong Kong and San Marino in the last, since 2024, going back like the last 12 months. Harry Wilson's not happy here. Is he having to go off the pitch? He might have to go off the pitch due to a bit of blood on his t-shirt the referee spotted. Nick Nack, Rodon's marker wasn't interested in the ball at all. He wasn't, was he? Yeah, he wasn't. Ben, can't find it, mate. When I type in Premier League Dad Live, just your normal account shows up. I'll send you a screenshot now. Well, that's not good, is it? That's not good if people can't even find it. Oh, that's grim. don't know why that is then. I'm just going to have to keep posting, I guess. Guess we'll just have to see. Cheers for trying though, Ben. I don't know why that is. Thank you for that. Michael, great to see my Leeds United player Joe Rodon get on the score sheet. Yeah, he did really well there. He did really, really well. Nick Nack, they won't get a goal in the entire group stage. I look at Harry Wilson and see Fernando Torres. What's that all about? Harry Wilson, he has got a funny look of Fernando Torres a little bit, hasn't he? I guess. I always look at Harry Wilson and think about the free kick that he scored at Old Trafford for Derby. Same cheekbones or something. Yeah, maybe. Right, what else have we got to keep an eye on tonight? I don't think there's any other footy on tonight apart from the games that we've obviously been talking about. Morocco against Tunisia, friendly tonight, 9 o'clock. There is Colombia against Peru. Colombia-Peru is on. That's a 9:30 kickoff. See, I could have done that one. That would have been a maybe 10:15, 10:30, 11:15, maybe 11:30 finish. Colombia v Peru. Just 4 games remain for Colombia to solidify their place in the top 6 of the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying and secure their first finals appearance since 2018. Colombia weren't in the last World Cup. They weren't in the last World Cup. 2022. That's mad. Michael, the latest betting is for Thomas Frank to get the Tottenham managerial post, Kieran McKenna to get the Brentford managerial hot seat, and Danny Roll to get the Ipswich managerial post. Kieran McKenna to Brentford seems incredibly short-sighted, I would say. I don't like that appointment. I think Brentford can do better. Unless Brentford seem to be thinking they're gonna go down at some point, and Kieran McKenna's a good person to bring them back up. Wales, chance, good save from the keeper. I don't know why he used his feet there. It was a little flick at the near post, I think, again by Kiefer Moore. Wonderful play by Wales. It's cleared away. Again, it's Keystone Cops defending at the back by Liechtenstein. I mean, why break the habit of a lifetime, I guess, but it has been bad. Nick Nark, let's be honest, if Frank gets offered the Spurs job, he's taking it. Do you think so? We were questioning this before. I think Ben and I were chatting about it, and I said, to me at least, you'd definitely have a question mark. If you were Thomas Frank, you'd definitely have a little think about it, wouldn't you? Definitely just, I don't know, I mean, if Ange Postecoglou had finished 6th or 7th or 8th or even 9th, I honestly think if he finishes 9th and doesn't win a trophy, he probably keeps his job. But he finished 17th and won a trophy for the first time. The first time Spurs won a European trophy in 40 years. First time they've won any trophy in nearly 20 years. And, he's unified the supporters a little bit, for the most part. Just feels like a really, really odd decision. And I think Thomas Frank would look at that maybe and go, what am I expected to do here? Yes, it's a Champions League team. Yes, it's a great stadium. Yes, it's a big club. And yes, it would raise his profile in terms of being a Champions League competing manager. That would be big for Thomas Frank. But I'd want some assurances. If I was Thomas Frank, I would want some assurances. First off, I'd want a big chunk of change, bit of cash to spend, not necessarily wages, but I would want a chunk of cash to spend, and I would probably also be saying to Daniel Levy, listen, I am a little bit concerned about how trigger happy you have been with managers recently, and I would like something in the contract that says, if you fire me within 12 months or 18 months, you have to pay me a massive amount. Like, I am talking an exorbitant amount of money. That would make sense. Even if it doesn't work out, he'll come out with millions in compo. He will, yeah, but then his career could be in tatters, and he'll have left a great club in Brentford. At Brentford, he is literally El Capitan, isn't he? He's the Don. He can do whatever he wants. He runs things. It's like Andoni Iraola. You feel like with Thomas Frank and Brentford, if he says to the owners, I want this player, he gets that player. He's not going to have that at Tottenham. He's not going to have that at many other top clubs. He's going to have to justify that, and he's going to have to, work within a particular framework. Because of the work he's done at Brentford, he's such a fabulous manager. I just think he would maybe be a bit cautious, and sometimes it's better the devil you know. So, yeah, if it was me, I would say, listen, I'm a little bit concerned about how often you've sacked managers in the past, and I think we need to just balance that off by chucking in a cushy compo clause if you get rid of me within a CCC, a C3, a cushy compo clause if you get rid of me within X amount of time. Like maybe you have to pay off my contract plus an extra £10 million if you do it within 12 months. Like, I want time. If you're going to bring me in, I want time to get this right. Michael, if Brentford lose and Burmo to Man United, that takes away their firepower. He and Visser both scored 18 goals apiece last season. They sold Ivan Toney last season. That doesn't smack of a club with ambition. Yeah, and it's true. Yeah, that is true. We talked about that. I think I did a video on that not that long ago. If you go on the TikTok, you might even see that. I did do a video on Brentford's lack of ambition. About a month ago, I think it was. And we talked about, on this channel, whether or not Thomas Frank could maybe be teased away. He could maybe be teased away to a different job if Brentford didn't give him serious money to kick on. Because I think he's done wonders at Brentford and he's got them to the cusp of European football, hasn't he? And you would hope that the Brentford owners would go, listen, we're gonna give you some more money to get us there next season. We want you to be putting us where Palace are, where Forest are, maybe where Villa are. We want you to kick us on and take us on. Litigation, duty calls, bye chat, and Special K. Take it easy, Litigation. See you soon, mate. See you on the next one. They haven't missed Tony, though, and a club like Brentford will always be a selling club. I mean, everyone's a selling club, though. Every club is a selling club to someone, unless you're Real Madrid. Unless you're Real Madrid, every player, maybe Barcelona at a push as well, but every club's pretty much got a price. I'm sure Klopp will also be linked to the Tottenham job at some point, given what he achieved at Liverpool. I don't think Klopp ever manages in the Premier League again, Michael. I think he could manage again. Maybe he could manage again. But I don't think he manages in the Premier League. No, I think if he managed again, it would probably be a Barcelona. Or maybe the German national team. That's probably the only thing I could see Klopp doing. Is the German. I do actually think that, I think Nagelsmann's going to get teased back into club management at some point. And I think Klopp takes over the German national team manager next. He is the right appointment for that German national team manager, isn't he? But yeah, I agree. They haven't really missed Tony, Brentford. But they've got Visser, they've got Tony. They had Visser, Tony, and Mbeumo at one point. They've now got Schade, Damsgaard, Mbeumo, and Visser. Visser, there's been links to Nottingham Forest. There's been links to Newcastle. Obviously, Mbeumo going to Manchester United potentially. They'll have a big chunk of change to spend. They will have some cash. They really will have some cash. Well, I am so glad that Knick-knack problem with reinvesting the cash is it's difficult to get it right every time. Brentford have got a decent track record, though, haven't they? I mean, if you look at the recent signings, you know, then I think Nathan Collins has been a decent signing. I think Kelleher's a very astute signing. Yeah, Sharda, Damsgaard, very, very astute signings. They probably need a bit more work in. I mean, Carvalho probably wasn't that great. Igor Thiago probably wasn't that great. But they go after young players, don't they? You know, you look at Lewis Potter, Keen Lewis Potter. Who's the other lad they just signed from Sivasspor? Yunus Konak, Turkish CDM. Gustavo Nunes as well. He's another one, 19-year-old. They've been going out getting really, really young. Michael Coyote as well. Coyote's just come in, right back from Fiorentina, who you might know. So Brentford are buying. They've got a very, very clear transfer policy, haven't they, of going out and buying youth. Kim Ji-soo, South Korean centre-back, 20 years old, signed from Seongnam in the summer. Knick-knack, it's a fine line between relegation and selling your best players as a mid-table club. Yeah, and if you lose your manager as well, even more so, isn't it? Substore, man, my head hurts so bad, might have to leave you and go to bed. Sorry. No, listen, mate, whatever you need, go and get yourself to bed. Go and get a nice cup of tea. Go and get yourself in bed, and maybe we'll see you on another one in a day or two. Hope you're feeling better, mate. Seriously, yeah, go and get yourself in bed and have a nice sleep. It's what you need. Knick-knack, at least always used to be, maybe not so much these days. I'm really interested to see how these promoted teams do this season, because I'm adamant that there isn't a glass ceiling. I'm adamant that there's not a big gulf between the Premier League teams and the Championship teams, and I do think that what you're saying is right. Is that it is a very fine line, and if you do make a couple of changes when you're in that kind of mid to bottom half, and you make a couple of changes, you get them wrong, all of a sudden you can drop into the bottom three. You know, we've seen that with Everton, we've seen that with Wolves, and they've only got away by the skin of the teeth in some cases. Brentford could well be one of those. I think Palace could be one of those as well. If they were to sell like a Mateta, Eze, Glasner was to leave, you know, Palace could be vulnerable to that as well. So every team's vulnerable to it. I'm really interested to see what happens with these promoted teams, because I've had a bet. I've had a bet with these lads in the chat saying at least one is going to stay up. So I'm going to look very, very silly if one doesn't. Michael, I watched the World Cup qualifier in the early hours of the morning between Ecuador versus Brazil. Ancelotti's first match in charge. It was 0-0. Alisson pulled off a couple of good saves for Brazil, and Brazil only had 2 shots on target all game, didn't they, Michael, as well? It was a very poor performance. It was also widely criticised in Brazil. I think the team selection was a little bit unique, as well, a little bit odd as well. He started with Richarlison up front over players like Cunha, and he had Estevao starting at right wing. And I know that, you know, the Selecao, they always prioritise players who are playing in Brazil and playing well. They don't want to just go after European-based players. They want to try and get some players in who are playing in the Brasileiro League. And Estevao, I know he's playing for Chelsea nowadays, but he hasn't kicked a ball for Chelsea. I just don't think the potential's there yet to be starting him regularly for Brazil. You've got to wait until he's doing it on a bigger stage. Substub, I will try and stay, but see how it goes. No worries, mate. Listen, if you need to get off, you get off, no problem. Knick-knack, established teams need to struggle for the promoted teams to stay up. Well, they do. They do, but I think if promoted teams just don't do stupid things, like if they just come up and try and again, just make the home ground a really difficult place to go. Don't. It feels like managers are coming up with an identity and a playing style, and you can't have that. You've just got to try and grind out points and results for your first year. Some games you can have a go. Some games you might think, actually, in moments, maybe we can actually knock it about a bit. Maybe we can keep it on the deck. Maybe we're better than this. But for the most part, the teams that have stayed up in the Premier League have come up with physical, tall players, surrounded them with quick players, and they have won their individual battles. They've motivated them well, put them in a shape, a low block, worked really hard, and they've won their second balls. That's it. That's literally it. As long as they do that, they usually stay up, or they usually have a good fist of it, you know. Brazil have so many pro players, it must be tough just selecting a team. Yeah, and you can see that from the squad they had last night. If you had a look at the lineup, in fact, we'll go through it in a minute. The lineup was pretty mad last night. Samuel McNeil, hello, mate. Good to see you, Samuel. How's it going, mate? So, here we go. Lineup last night for the Brazil game. It was... right, here we go. So, Alisson in goal, Alexandro at left wing back, and then Alexandro at centre back. Alexandro, of course, who plays for Lille. Then Marquinhos, Vanderson, Gerson, Casemiro, and Bruno Guimaraes in midfield. And then it was Vinicius, Estevao, and Richarlison up front. On the bench, Brazil had Andre Santos, who was incredible on loan from Chelsea at Strasbourg last season. Anthony, Lucas Beraldo, Matheus Cunha, Ederson of Atalanta, Martinelli, Pereira of Fulham, and then Danilo, Ortiz, Augusto, Beraldo. Yeah, it's a difficult lineup to pick, that. Knick-knack, in terms of points required last season, was an opportunity in a way, but the gulf was huge. They weren't even close to staying up. Yeah, you knew by Christmas time, weren't you, that they were gone. They didn't really make a good fit. And I think part of that was Leicester. If Leicester had sacked Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think they would have made a better go of it. It baffles me that they didn't sack him. I don't know what... If you're losing like 15 games in 16, I don't know what you need to do to lose your job. You know, I've nothing against Ruud van Nistelrooy, but that seems mad to me. Sam McNeil, why are Liechtenstein so bad, mate? Knick-knack says small population, 40,000. Is that how many there is in Liechtenstein? Liechtenstein population, yeah, 39,850. Well, I know, but do you know what? There's a lot of countries with relatively small populations who are not terrible at football. I mean, let's just have a little look. Liechtenstein are 189th in the world. Andorra have got twice the size of Liechtenstein, 87,000. And Andorra are probably just as bad as Liechtenstein, aren't they? We'll see them play England tomorrow night. I mean, Luxembourg are historically a pretty poor footballing nation, but they've got more than 10 times the people. And Montenegro are more than 10 times the population of these two. So yeah, I guess it is just population size. But then again, it's a bit of a misnomer, because you look at some countries who have massive populations, and you think India, China, Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines, Ethiopia. There's not one of those countries. Vietnam, Tanzania, Thailand, Myanmar, Sudan, all in the top 30 countries by population. Every single one of them pretty awful at football. I don't know one Sudanese or Myanmar, Thai, Tanzanian, Vietnam, Ethiopian, Filipino, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Indonesia, or Indian. You know, and there's just not really a thing in footy. But yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is population size. But then again, we look at countries with massive populations who also aren't that good at football. So I don't know. And then you look at there are countries who are really maybe comparatively small in population. Argentina, for example, very, very good at football. Even the Netherlands. The Netherlands is I think like a third of the population of Argentina as well. They're quite. Belgium even smaller. Czech Republic, Portugal. Portugal only have 10 million people. Only 10 million in Sweden as well. 5 million in Denmark. 5 million in Norway. I know we're basically just going through nations. Croatia got to a World Cup semi-final. They've only got 4 million people. Right. Michael, Kieran, the gap last season, which was 13 points between 18th and 17th, the biggest I can recall for the Premier League. The previous season, it was 6 points between 18th and 17th, which was Forest, despite Forest's points deduction. There is a gap between Premier League and the Championship clubs, but I am hoping that the newly promoted teams make a fight of it. Yeah, I just think we've had a bad couple of seasons, Michael. I could be wrong. Maybe the tide's turning. A lot of people are saying that it is. You know, there is a really big gap, and you're ignoring it, and you're not really giving it fair acknowledgement. But you know, I just look at it and think, well, it's only happened twice in the last 27 years that the three promoted sides have gone straight back down. That's twice in the last 27 years, and it's both been in the last 2 years. So that could be a pattern emerging, or it could just be pure coincidence, and it's just one of those things that's happened. For the vast majority of the time in recent history, it doesn't happen. At least one stays up. So I think I'm going to go for it that again. I'm going to go for at least one to stay up. Aaron, the France v Germany game, if Cherki and Vert, it's going to send Twitter into mayhem. Oh, God, honestly, people going off their heads on Cherki and Vert. We're off here for the second half, by the way. Long ball forward. It's cleared away. Czech Republic are 2-0 up now against Montenegro. Vaclav Černý has scored it. Is Černý at Celtic? He is, isn't he? Rangers. Not Celtic. I knew he was on loan somewhere in Scotland. But yeah, he's at Rangers. Norway 3-0 up. Who scored? Who scored for Norway? Soloth, Nusa and Haaland. And North Macedonia have equalised against the Belgians. They've equalised against the Belgians in Skopje. That's a stadium I always wanted to go to. The stadium in Macedonia. I've heard that's quite cool. But it is 1-1. North Macedonia 1, Belgium 1. Knick-knack Portugal punch above their weight. Aaron, Italy getting smoked. Yeah, Portugal do punch above the weight. But there's a lot of, like I said, Croatia's won. Croatia, they're having like 3-4 million people. And they've still managed to produce some unbelievable talents over the years. It's gone behind for a corner to Wales here. Michael, Leicester have major financial issues, and from what I'm hearing, they couldn't afford to sack Ruud, having paid off Steve Cooper earlier in the season. After 30th of June, Ruud will go, new financial year. Yeah, apparently that's another reason why, or at least allegedly that is the reason why Liverpool and Florian Wirtz is being delayed. Knick-knack, Jorginho has signed for Flamengo. Has he really? Okay. Interesting. We always knew he was going to leave Arsenal though, didn't we? Right, here we go. Ball out to the right-hand side. Estonia 1, Israel 2. Shot. Cleared away. There's a claim for a handball here from Wales. Ref says no. This is really poor football. I'm sorry. This is really, really poor football. Like, you know, Czech Republic has been ruled out. It's still only 1-0. That's the second goal in that game that's been ruled out for offside. Bitton has scored for Israel. 2 goals for Dan Bitton. The last one set up by Manor Solomon of Tottenham. Last year of Leeds. I wonder, does Manor Solomon go back to Leeds, do we think? Michael, you're a Leeds fan. What do you think? Is he going back to Leeds? Doesn't seem to have a future at Tottenham, does he, Manor Solomon, you would think. But maybe with a new manager coming in, you never know. He had a really good season last year at Leeds. I think it was 10 or 11 goals and 10 or 11 assists. I think he did double figures in both, didn't he? Knick-knack, North Macedonia drawing with Belgium would be a good result for Wales. It would. Yeah, it would. Knick-knack rumours that Solomon's going back to Spurs. That would be a blow for Leeds, wouldn't it? He had a very, very good season for Leeds last year. But I'm sure he would like an opportunity to impress the new manager, whoever that is. And that's often the frustrating thing with football fans and new managers coming in. It can be exciting, but it can also be a little bit... because usually... Oh, it's 1-0. No, it's been ruled out. It's been ruled out. North Macedonia's goal has been ruled out for offside. So Belgium stay 1-0 up in that one. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, I think, for football fans when new managers come in. Part of you is excited, and the other part's like, oh, this guy's going to come in, he's going to say to everyone, let's give you a blank slate, you start again with me, everyone comes in, everyone trains, I'll get a good look at everyone, and then I'll make a decision. So if you fell out with the previous manager, that's fine, that's no problem. Me and you were fresh, we'll start again. And sometimes players get a reprieve. But it's frustrating as fans if you've kind of already made your mind up on a player. I think that this is part of the problem for promoted clubs just keeping their squad together. Yeah, it's a good point. Really good point. I mean, you can see it already with Burnley, can't you? Burnley are apparently having financial issues, and they've sold what's his name, Egan Riley to Strasbourg, and apparently Maxime Esteve is about to go as well. Everton are looking at him and a couple of others. So all of a sudden, a couple of their best defenders are going. Obviously, James Trafford's being looked at by Newcastle. So yeah, there's a chance that Burnley come up and maybe it's not even close to the same team. Michael, Knick-knack. Best players get picked off, and if loanies do well, they are hard to keep hold of. Yeah. It's why you'd always hope that you'd think that teams would get a pre-agreement of some form. Like if we want to do him, we get an option to buy him at this price now. Michael Solomon had his best season at Leeds United in the last quarter. He was Leeds' best player, scoring the goal in the last minute to win Leeds the Championship title. The fan base really wants Solomon. I am sure Leeds do. I think it might take a small chunk of change to get him, though. That's going to be the problem. Because how old is he? I don't think he's that old, is he, Manor Solomon? 25. Yeah, 25. His book value is 14 million quid. So, I mean, Tottenham got him 2 years ago for free from Shakhtar. He was a free agent, so they might look at it as it's an extra 10 to 12 million quid. If Leeds can agree a decent deal with him, just go straight onto the financial fair play PSR rating, doesn't it? Knick-knack, it's often down to what the player wants to do. I know, but you would hope that a player would prefer regular football. Admittedly, the chance to play for a team in the Champions League and a team that's thriving in the Premier League rather than fighting, it's probably a better platform for an attacking player, isn't it? You've got to admit, at Leeds, Manor Solomon probably doesn't get all that too many attacking opportunities in the Premier League. He'll be playing on the counter-attack. he'll have to sit deep, he'll have to defend very well. Whereas at Spurs, there's probably going to be more games where he's asked to play on the shoulder, where he's asked to run in behind, where he's asked to press high and do all the things that he's been very good at. But yeah, I think, as you're saying, like if he wants to stay, they'll find a way, hopefully. Yeah. There's Aaron Ramsey in the crowd. Oh, yeah, that is not a good look. So, in Spurs' statement, I wish I could put this up on the screen. I don't think I can. But in Spurs' statement, in fact, I probably can put it up on the screen. I probably could put it up on the screen, couldn't I? Yeah. Let me do it. I'll figure it out some way. Right, add a new source. Right, we want an image. Add source. No, add source. Oh no. Oh god, what's that? No, that's fine. I don't know what that one was. Right, let's try again. Add image to scene. Add source. Add new source. That's what it is. Right. There you go. This is what I wanted. Right. Here we go. So this is what I wanted to show you. I'm going to have to shuffle over. No, this way. This way, yeah. Right, so I don't know how much of that you can see, but basically, this is what Ange Postecoglou... Spurs referenced it, the last 66 games of Ange Postecoglou's reign, Ange Postecoglou's time at Tottenham Hotspur. And this is what it is. This is how it looks, for context, in reference to every other Premier League club that stayed up. So... That does look pretty damning, doesn't it? That is pretty damning, you'd have to say. Points per game. That's really, really bad for Ange Postecoglou. Very difficult to justify that. It was Ange's attitude as well that got him sacked. Yeah, it was. I think he was a bit spiky and a bit prickly, wasn't he? He always bristled in interviews, which I quite liked. I thought that was part of his charm as well. But you have to imagine maybe that was a little bit of his persona behind closed doors as well. I wonder if maybe Daniel Levy didn't quite get on with him personally as well. Right, Wales are in down the left-hand side here again. Kiefer Moore. It's going to be a goal kick. Kiefer Moore. Gibraltar 0, Croatia 3. It's not been a particularly brilliant start to the second half. Both teams kind of struggling to complete any passes. Look at that. Wales completed passes 412. Liechtenstein 94. That's poor. Very poor. Michael, but he won Spurs the second biggest European trophy and the players backed him. That's true. And maybe that's what it's come from as well, Michael. That's a really interesting point. I do wonder whether Daniel Levy has spoke to some of the players to kind of gauge their vibe about it all. You know, what do you think about him? What do you think? So I do wonder whether or not they've maybe played a part in this. And I'm sure Daniel Levy would have consulted the leaders in the dressing room. You know, maybe your Madisons, your Sons, maybe your Romeros, you know, some of those players to see, listen, you know, we'd like to keep you as players. You know, what do you think of this guy? We're having a little think about his managerial position. How would you feel about him next season? If you were to tell me in confidence, yes or no, how would you vote? And that might have dictated it. Honestly, if I was Daniel Levy in his position, I'd have had some informal chats with those players, and I'd have said, just, you don't have to. It's not going to come down to you. It isn't going to be your decision. I'm just going to base this as part of my decision-making process. I wanted to consult you as a senior squad member, as an experienced member of this team. You've worked under this guy. If you had to, yes or no, what would it be? Again, totally off the record. Yes or no. Wouldn't surprise me if a few of the players have said, well, I wouldn't be overly disappointed if he didn't turn up for pre-season. Nick Nack, they couldn't risk the league form continuing like that. For Spurs and United to get the final shows how soft the opposition was. That's a valid point. And I think that's part and parcel of the competition trying to improve. It's the first year of the new format, isn't it? So that was always going to be difficult. The new format, the changing format, not the teams dropping out of the Champions League. Yeah, it's always going to be risky. Michael, when do players report back for pre-season training? It's usually the first week back in July. It's different for different teams because some teams are in early qualifying rounds. Some are going on pre-season tours. Like I think Liverpool are going to Shanghai. I think we're going to Hong Kong and a few other places in Asia. So there's some games to be played where the team have to meet up slightly earlier, but that's all. It's generally first week of July, and usually this month or so, between the end of the season and the start of the pre-season is when the players are all on holiday. This month, June, is literally where all the players are going smoking and getting fat and dancing with women in Ocean Beach and all that sort of thing. Gibraltar 0, Croatia 4. Christ, it's all going off. Yeah, I just thought I'd put that one up as well on the old scoreboard just to show exactly what we're working with for the old Ballon d'Or. Let me know what we're thinking about that. Nick Nack, some of them aren't going to get much time off. No, not with the Club World Cup, and obviously the World Cup qualifiers, there's a lot of them are going to struggle. Yeah, a lot of them are going to struggle, definitely. Surprising to see Cole Palmer in that list, I've got to say. So Cole Palmer's surprising. I mean, Pedri, I think Pedri's one of the best and most underrated players going. Brennan Johnson coming off here for Wales. 63 minutes on the clock, and it's David Brooks coming on. What a story that is. Lewis Koumas as well coming on for Ampadu. Is it Lewis Koumas? No, it's Sheehan. Lewis Koumas is coming on, I'm sure he is. Yeah, Lewis Koumas is coming on. He's coming on for Thomas, I think. Yeah, Lewis Koumas of Liverpool was on loan at Stoke last season. Had a very, very good season on loan at Stoke, Lewis Koumas. Jason Koumas, his lad. You might remember Jason Koumas from his time at Tranmere, his time at Wigan. But yeah, lots expected of Lewis Koumas. He's already played for Liverpool and scored for the first team. And he had a great little season on loan at Stoke. Nick Nat, good impact to the start of the season for City and Chelsea. Oh, could impact. Yeah, it could definitely impact him. Yeah, 100% it could. Ball into the box here. Time. Oh, that's a great goal. That's a wonderful goal from Harry Wilson. There you go. Wales 2-0. Wonderful, wonderful goal. Just a lovely little floated cross to the far side. Who was that who put that ball in? Was that Lewis Koumas? Whoever gets that assist, it's all on the assist. The header is the easiest thing in the world. You can't say anything about the header. I just want to see who puts this ball in. Whoever puts that cross in, puts it on a plate. I think it's De Silva, you know. It might be De Silva. Is it De Silva? Lewis Koumas. Back to De Silva. Yeah, it is. It's De Silva with the cross in. Wonderful ball in from De Silva. Great little cross that. Oh, just wonderful. And again, Liechtenstein, static. Again, not wanting to sound all Goldbridge, but statues. Statues at the back. They were going nowhere, were they? They were just static. Non-existent defending again. You said it, Nick Nack. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Just stood still, watching the ball. Literally 101. Defending 101. You learn that on you know, when you're a kid defending. Always be on the move. Get to the ball first. Turn and face. Don't face the way the ball's coming. Don't be facing away. Don't play blind passes. All of that. Right, let's switch that off. But yeah, David Brooks, Lewis Koumas, the future for Wales. There is a really, really good future for Welsh football there. Certainly for Lewis Koumas. David Brooks is stalled a little bit since he's come back into the side at Bournemouth. I think he might need a move. There's certainly potential there with David Brooks. Certainly a good player. And he, obviously, what happened to him was awful, absolutely harrowing. He was always going to knock his career a little bit. But he was really, really solid at Bournemouth. And yeah, I know he had... Would he go to... Is it Southampton he went on loan? I don't know how he did at Southampton, but I think he does need a move, and maybe Bournemouth are coming to that realisation as well too, because there was a player in there, wasn't there, just a few years ago? There was a player in there, and obviously what's happened to him might have just taken the edge off him ever so slightly, or maybe it's even given him more of an edge, but he's lost his place in the team. It might be the complete opposite. But I think he needs a fresh start. Might be the best thing for him. But it was a great story to have him coming back into the Premier League. And, yeah, hopefully he kicks on again next season. I didn't realise he was born in Warrington. He was born near me, David Brooks. Not a million miles from me. With the Manchester City Academy from the age of 7. Wales must be... Oh, there you go. Kiefer Moore. Now it is 3-0. Must be. Absolute tap-in. There you go. Wales 3-0. 68 minutes on the clock. And Wales are finally starting to make this look as comfortable as perhaps it should have been in the first half. But 3-0. Knick-knack, it's not as if Wilson is a big lad. No, exactly. You would have thought the defender would relish. But the thing with Harry Wilson is, at the very least, he's always on the move, isn't he? Who puts that ball in? Is it Collier? He got lucky with that, actually, Kiefer Moore, because I'll tell you something. Brooks with the shot. Good save from the keeper. No, it wasn't actually. I thought it hit the roof of the net. I thought he nearly put that over. Crumbling now. I always thought 4-0 would be about par. Yeah, if you only stick maybe 3 past these, your manager's looking at you like, come on, lads, carry on. Sub-stub, 4 sounds about right. I think there's more goals in it. There's another 20 minutes left. Another 20 minutes to go. Fenerbahce have sent an official bid to Leroy Sané to join them as a free agent. Sané's had proposals from Saudi clubs Galatasaray and a new deal offer still on the table from Bayern. Is he on a free? Is Leroy Sané available on a free? No. Is he actually? Sané, free agent. Sané's contract expires with Bayern this summer, potentially making him a free agent, although he remains in talk over an extension. Oh, wow. Yeah, Leroy Sané, still only 29 as well. Oh, yeah, I would be astonished if he went to Fenerbahce. Leroy Sané is a player there. I'd have Leroy Sané at Liverpool. A very good player. Liverpool close to completing the 1.5 million signing of Hungarian goalkeeper Armin Peksi from Puskás Academy in Hungary. Simone Inzaghi has called Victor Osimhen to join him at Al Hilal. Ben Twiss, David Brooks from Warrington. Yeah, we was just chatting about that. Knick-knack, he'll still command strong wages. Sterling was still only 29 when he signed for Arsenal. Well, he's only on loan at Arsenal, isn't he? I mean, he got big wages at Chelsea. I think Arsenal only paid 50% of his wages. Oh, there you go. Inter Milan have appointed their new manager. I didn't realise this. Inter Milan have appointed Christian Chivu as their new manager. Now, do you remember Christian Chivu? He used to be a very, very good left-back for Inter Milan. He was manager of Parma this season. Manager of Parma, and he's left Parma to become Inter's new manager. Inter Milan were heavily, heavily negotiating for Cesc Fabregas from Como. That was the last thing I heard. They were chasing Cesc Fabregas from Como. Cesc Fabregas has said absolutely not. He's decided he's going to stay with Como, and he's turned down the league runners-up, the European Cup finalists, and one of the best sides in Europe this season, Inter Milan. He's turned them down. Christian Chivu takes that one. Very, very big news coming out of Arsenal as well. Arsenal are eyeing Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa. And they're being quoted around about a £60 million price tag. 60 million? That seems cheap for Morgan Rogers. 60 mil? That seems very, very cheap for Morgan Rogers. The early title odds for Premier League 25-26, I don't know if people have seen them as well. Early title odds for Premier League next year is Liverpool are overwhelming favourites. Well, nearly 29%, 28.8% likelihood of winning the Premier League. Then it's Manchester City at 26.7%. Then it's Arsenal at 24.7%. So 28, 26, 24. Not much between those top three. And then fourth favourites for the title next year, according to BetMGM, is Newcastle. Newcastle United. Then it's Chelsea. Then it's Manchester United and Aston Villa joint on 2.5%. And according to this, the two teams that have the least chance of winning the Premier League are Leeds and Burnley. In fact, Sunderland have been given a 0% chance. They're the only one who've been given no chance at all. But yeah, Chelsea aren't even in the top four. Chelsea are fifth. And they're quite a way behind Newcastle. Newcastle have been given a 6.7% chance of winning it. Chelsea just a 4.1% chance. Gibraltar 0, Croatia 6. Franjo Ivanovic. He started scoring he's one to watch, you know him. Ivanovic. I've heard lots of things about him. He signed for Rijeka. He's only 21, Ivanovic. He signed for is it Union SG in Belgium. How many goals did he get? He was at Rijeka. I remember him. He was at Rijeka in the Croatian League. And he's now at Union. I think he's at Union SG. Let's have a look. Union SG. Yes. Union SG last season, I know it's only the Belgian League and you'll say, he's only the Belgian League. He got 21 goals and assists in 34 games. He's 21. So, yeah, I do think he might be one to watch in the years to come. Could kick on if he gets a move elsewhere. We'll see. Nick Nackman, you are always overrated. Too many mugs putting money on them. Tony Snooker fan, hi. Where does it say about Morgan Rogers to ask? Oh no, I don't know. Now you're saying that, I've just clicked off it. It was a journalist on Twitter, mate. But I'll have to let me see if I can scroll up and find it again. No, it's refreshed. Just search Morgan Rogers and Arsenal. I'm sure there'll be a post coming up about it. It's It wasn't like it wasn't like a dodgy rumours site. It was someone fairly credible, as in someone working for a national newspaper. I know that's maybe a bit of a misnomer. Credible and working for a national newspaper. Here we go. Wales down the left hand side and put behind there by Liechtenstein's defender Traber. But yeah, Morgan Rogers allegedly is being looked at by Arsenal, and a fee of around 60 million is being quoted. I think 60 million feels cheap to me. 60 million for Morgan Rogers, that's a rip-off. I would love Liverpool to go and pay 60 million for Morgan Rogers. He seems a really, really top signing. Nick Nack de Villa need to sell, though. Allegedly, they are in a bit of a problem with finances. They're about to do what Chelsea have been criticised for doing. Chelsea have been criticised for doing so much with the whole, selling the ladies' team to themselves, selling hotels to themselves. Villa have been effectively planning. They're planning to do the same thing. They're selling the Villa ladies' team to someone else to try and get their FFP rating or whatever score back to a reasonable level so that it can actually invest a decent amount of money this window. Whereas it looks at the minute, they might have to sell, yeah. Or at the very least, they're not going to be able to spend. Maybe they don't have to sell, but they're running it close. And it's because the wages to turnover is one of the highest in the league. It's like 93%. 93% wages to turnover. It's difficult to sustain that. Gibraltar 0, Croatia 7 now. Oh my God. Wait till you see Roma's new away kit. Oh, that's beautiful. That is glorious. I could be tempted. Definitely could be tempted. Apologies if you can hear that. I'm not living in Vice City. Police sirens going off around my house. Knick-knack, are Gibraltar the worst team in the rankings? In Europe, FIFA world rankings. Let's just do world rankings, then we can go down from there and see where everyone is. So, or search for a country. Here you go. Gibraltar are 196th out of 196 out of 210. So no, they aren't. The lowest team in Europe is San Marino, and San Marino are actually the lowest ranked team in the world. In fact, I'll tell you something. Liechtenstein are 205. So right now there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 teams worse than these in the entire world, and Wales have only put 3 past them. In fact, the 5 worst teams than Liechtenstein are the Turks and Caicos Islands, the British Virgin Islands, the US Virgin Islands, Anguilla, and then San Marino. Bahamas and the Seychelles are just above Liechtenstein, as are Somalia, Tonga, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. Yeah, they seem to lose 7-0 every single game. Yeah, they do get a battering, Gibraltar. They do get a battering. But again, have you ever been to Gibraltar? Gibraltar's like, again, tiny if we're talking population. But it feels like Gibraltans have kind of got, there's quite a few Gibraltar players who have started in England, like Danny Higginbottom, and ended up playing for Gibraltar because, you know, maybe the nan went over for some duty free 20 years ago and just stayed there. I don't know if how true that is, by the way, but you know what I mean. It feels like Gibraltar's a really, really small nation, and it's always going to be difficult. In the same way we were saying with Liechtenstein, really, really tough for them to sustain a top performing football team. But they have teams in Europe, don't they? They have teams in the Conference League and the Europa League and stuff. Lincoln Red Imps was the one that I remember. I was going to say, I don't know how... if we look at the Gibraltar national football team... Go on, let's have a look and see who they actually all play for. Yeah, they all play in the Gibraltar Football League, basically. Apart from Jadon Bartolo, who plays for Wycombe Wanderers. He was born in Slough, and then spent his youth playing for various youth teams in Spain, and ended up playing in the Gibraltar national team. This could be a red card here. Is it going to be a red? No. Liechtenstein, the referee has had a real stick up his backside in the last few minutes, or some of these tackles. Sheehan's just been booked. He only came on as a sub not that long ago, Sheehan. But he has been booked. Nah, I didn't think that was a bit of a soft foul. But yeah, it's all they're all pretty much part of the Gibraltar League. Apart from Liam Jessup of Chesterfield, Jayden Bartolo of Wickham, Carlos Richards of Dorking Wanderers, and Paddy McCafferty of Blythe Spartans. Right, we're into the last 5 minutes here now. Into the last 5 minutes, and we've got... Oh, there's another goal gone in. Who's that? North Macedonia have equalised. Have they equalised? They have equalised against Belgium. Is this one going to count? Alioski, ex-Leeds United, has scored. He's been on loan at... he went to Al Ahly, then he went to Fenerbahce. Now he's gone back to Al Ahly. But he's 30. He must be 33 now, Alioski. And I think that one is going to count. It's going to be 1-1. North Macedonia 1, Belgium 1. Still Norway 3, Italy 0. Disappointing for Italy. Where does that leave Italy? Italy are 4th. I mean, admittedly it's the first game, but they're 4th. They've got a bit of catching up to do, you know. Bit of catching up to do. How many games should you actually play? Is it home and away? These aren't played home and away. Tell me this isn't a home and away. Surely it's neutral location. Czech Republic 2, Montenegro 0, Estonia 1, Israel 2, Gibraltar 0, Croatia 7. Ivanovic has got 2. Kramaric has got 2. And Budimir, Ante Budimir, who's allegedly going to Real Madrid. I don't know if you've heard about that. Ante Budimir has had an unbelievable season at Osasuna. And, rumours he's going to go to Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso looking for a forward to come in. What is that keeper doing? That keeper came out. He didn't know what he was doing. Look at him laughing there. He knows. He knows. He's had an absolute shocker this game. I mean, he's made some big saves, but that was like about as unconventional as you can get there, the keeper. Looks a bit like Peter Galaxy. Chimey, Italy fell off. It's mad that their main... Like, if you look at Retegui's their main centre-forward. He's Argentinian, isn't he? Like, he's born in Argentina. It's like Italy having a shot on target, knick-knack. Yeah, I saw a post on Twitter before, and they were talking about how Spain and France and even England and you look around Germany, they're all producing top talent, and Italy just aren't. And I wonder why it is. I think I said this the other day. Christian Vieri did an interview the other day talking about Italy's striking prospects. Now, Christian Vieri back in the day is one of my favourite strikers to watch. Exceptional striker. Once a world record breaking centre forward. I think he when he went from, was it Lazio to Inter? He went. Can't remember, but he was a fabulous centre forward for Italy. And he said he was speaking to Spalletti about who the centre forward should be for Italy. And he said Moise Kean is the one. Moise Kean is absolutely the one. He's had a great season for Fiorentina. As much as I would agree with that, there's not really anyone else. They haven't really got anyone else. There's no real competition in those wide areas for Italy. Wales with a shot from distance, cleared away by Liechtenstein. Michael, are there more Europeans qualifying for next year's World Cup due to an increase of 48 teams in the tournament? I think there's some more European teams, and I think it's an increase in basically all of the areas, the continents. I think the CONMEBOL gets some, the Asian World Cup or the Asian World Championship gets some. The European teams will get a few more quota. The African nations will as well. And yeah, so I would imagine I'd imagine we'd see maybe more coming from the North American, the Caribbean, the Gold Coast sort of region, whether it's your Jamaicas or Trinidad, Cuba, etc. Stood up to the far post. Oh, unbelievable. How's he missed that again? Kiefer Moore, you've got to do better. Keeper got nothing on it. It was a lovely little dink up to the far post. Who is it who stood that up? Oh, that's beautiful. It just needs a tap in at the far post. Kiefer Moore doesn't get anything on it. Jaime Tonali is the best Italian player currently. Yeah, and it's a very low bar, isn't it? I think, well, I wouldn't say there's only Tonali and Bastoni. There's Tonali and Bastoni, that's it, and Donnarumma, maybe. But other than that, not too many others. Barella. There's quite a few, actually, isn't there? Donnarumma, Bastoni, Barella, Tonali. They have got some decent players. Let's have a look who else they've got in the lineup today. Let's see who we're missing. Who have I not counted? Retegui is a good player. Retegui is a very good player. Barella, Tonali, Bastoni, Donnarumma. And on the bench, they have... Yeah, again, no one really on the bench. Samuel Ricky from Torino's a very talented midfielder, but he hasn't really done it that much. Regani, Ranieri, Orsolini, Lucca, Gatti, Fratesi, DeMarco. DeMarco's a good left-back. Casadei, who you may remember from his days at Chelsea. Carnesecchi and Cambiaso of Juventus. It's a bit... Doesn't really fill you with much hope if you're an Italian fan. Knick-knack, they just don't have any superstars anymore. Could be a demographic thing for Italy, ageing population. Maybe, yeah. Maybe there's still parts of Italy, isn't there, that offer you money to go over there and have a family. We looked into that, funnily enough. Yeah, if you can go over to Italy, if you're of a certain age, they'll pay you to go and live there. Because they need the population. Substo, well, it seems I made it despite my banging headache. Bloody hell, mate! You've absolutely you've made it. It was half an hour ago you said that, or 40 minutes you said that. I don't think I could. I'm useless with a headache. I'm absolutely useless. So honestly, as soon as I'm so soft with a headache. So you've done better than I ever could, mate. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate you sticking around. It's always good to have you in the chat. But yeah, I'm as soon as I've got an headache, I need to go and lie down in a dark room and fall asleep. I'm useless. I'm absolutely no good to no one. Chimey, Ricky disappointed me. I thought he'd be the next superstar. I mean, he's still young, isn't he? He's still young, but he hasn't really kicked on, sadly. Substub, I said it halfway through the first half. Was it? I thought it was closer to half time. Well, there you go. Even more so then, mate. You've stayed the course. You've done the duration. So thank you very much for that. Superfan status earned. And I hope you wake up tomorrow feeling a bit better and not you don't have your headache. Michael, Republic of Ireland 1, Senegal 1. There's quite a few had Senegal to take that. Right, long ball over the top here. It's gone behind. It's going to be a corner to Wales. Might be able to nick a fourth here, maybe. Possibly. Colombia and Peru is off and underway, by the way. That's already well underway. Gibraltar 0, Croatia 7. That one's finished. Another disappointing night for the Gibraltans. Lovely part of the world, though, Gibraltar, if you've ever been. The Rock. It's magnificent. Knick-knack doing Andorra tomorrow. Yes, I'm live at 4 p.m. tomorrow for Andorra, and then I'll be live straight after that for Finland against the Netherlands. I'm hoping to have sorted something out with TikTok, or at the very least planned something else. I don't know. This one's it's been a bit of a mad live because usually, as you know, TikTok's usually like really snappy, really quick, loads of questions coming in and stuff. So it's a bit different when you've not got that going on. It's a little bit more chill. So yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yes, I will be live tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the Andorra game at 5. Probably see you there then. Good man. Cheers, Knick-knack. This one's nearly done. This one's nearly finished. We've got about 60 seconds left to go. Norway's finished 3-0 to Italy. The Italians have been put to the sword in Oslo. Estonia 1, Israel 3, North Macedonia 1, Belgium 1. That's finished 2. And Wales pushing for one more. It's going to be a corner. No, does he give a goal kick? No, he has. He's got a corner. Got a corner, and this is going to be the last chance of the game. The very, very last chance of the game, I would imagine, for them to whip the ball in and get something on this, maybe. Something to try and make it 4 and make it look a lot more comprehensive and resounding than perhaps we thought it might have been in the first half. Okay, Sheehan with the ball in. Near post, cleared away by the keeper, and the ref blows up for full time. There you go. Wales 3, Liechtenstein 0. Craig Bellamy satisfied. He's happy enough with that. I think he would have been disappointed, certainly at the first half, with the manner in which Wales went into half time. That big header from Joe Rodon, taking Wales 1-0 up, just about on the half time whistle. And then they got 2 more in the second half. They added 2 more that made it look a little bit more composed. Kiefer Moore grabbing that final third one to give him a little bit more cushion. Harry Wilson too with a header. But it was a good performance from Wales, but probably I think they should have got more. Liechtenstein, one of the worst ranked teams in the world. Sixth worst. Only 5 teams worse in football than Liechtenstein. And unfortunate, there you go. Right, we're off now. I will see you all tomorrow. Knick-knack, Substub, Michael, Chimey, everyone else that's been in the chat tonight. Ben, thanks so much, everyone. Tony Snooker fan. Who else have we missed? Everyone who's been in the chat tonight. Lots of love. Take it easy. Hope you feel better tomorrow, Substub. And I'll see you all for England against Andorra tomorrow. 4 p.m. start. It's a 5 p.m.